Hey everyone, my name is Simpsy, how you all doing? Welcome back to some more Medieval 2 Total War Definitive Edition here today on the channel. We're back with episode 15 of my Stainless Steel SSHIP Byzantine Roman series. Here today, we're going to be doing an hour-long episode. So, if you like the sound of that, feel free to leave the video a like and subscribe if you're new. I'd really much appreciate it. Took a break for this campaign for a couple of days. I'm now back to it, and thanks to your guys' suggestions and support, I am going to continue. We're also going to be doing hour-long parts from now on. I just absolutely adore this mod. I'm having so much fun with this particular campaign, and I want to continue it. But it's going to take a little bit from me. I'm going to try as best I can to do daily episodes, but to do these hour-long parts, it does take a little bit of time from my personal life. I can't do it all the time, but I put some time aside for it. It's just a little bit hard for me to juggle my personal life, the YouTube channels, and of course my cubital tunnel nerve pain injury. Sometimes I have good days, sometimes I have bad days, but we're going to try and push on through it. So for this series, Emperor Alexios has taken Rome. We have to deal with the conquests from that. I'm sure the Pope isn't going to be doing too happy. I'm also going to assemble the Emperor's brother, Andronicus. He's next in line. He's going to try and make plans to strike at Poland in Damascus. They have set up a principality, which is hilarious. And then Andronicus' son, Jonas, I want him to eventually go against the Abbasid Caliphate and conquer Baghdad for the Romans. We're currently under the reign of our second emperor, Alexios, the Merciless, who is an absolute Chad. Unfortunately, his father died in an earthquake, which was tragic. Now, we're having a little bit of public order issues. I didn't realize how tough it was playing as an Orthodox faction, going into majority Catholic and Islamic lands, just trying to convert. So quite often we take a region and then we have to stay there for quite some time. So ideally what we want to go for now is bringing these lands back under Roman occupation. We haven't quite got the historic height of what was the Eastern Roman Empire. Someone in the comments said maybe you should go to the height of Justinian. I think at one point he had most of North Africa and like southern Iberia. So we'll see how we go. So I think we're still keeping a watchful eye on that Greek territory, but there hasn't been much there. I'm just trying to get some map information from the Abbasid Caliphate here. And we're going to be able to maybe do... No, okay, it didn't go through. So we could maybe push down to Baghdad. We'll see. Having the port of Basra is pretty good. Still keeping a watchful eye on the Fatimid Caliphate. We could go to war with the Egyptians at some point, but we'll just have to see, because I would like that Egyptian territory. We've still got to keep a watchful eye on some of those Georgian territories to the east in the Caucasus. Now I'm just going to go around and try and get rid of some of these leaders that are spreading their religion, so we want to try and get rid of that. Might even get rid of a princess as well. If we could provoke an attack, that would be good. We border them just there in Jerusalem quite closely. We also have Rome under our control and a little bit of southern Italy. We would like to expand there a bit more if we could. Sicily wants a ceasefire, but they want 1,300 for 5 turns. We're going to accept that, and then I can just cancel the tribute. No, they don't want trade. Been a little bit cheeky. Hey, Pisa wants peace as well. Alexios the Tyrant now. I could move the capital to Rome, but it's quite expensive, and it will probably give us quite bad public order buffs. Oh, so the Pope has come and attacked us. Oh, yikes. With a pretty decent army as well. I think they spawned that. Oh, it's because we were running them down before. So half of the army's outside. Alright, so we're going to have to battle the Pope's army here today. Nicolaus actually outnumbers us 3-1. I don't know if we're going to be able to win this one. Rodrigo the Righteous. He is the... I think he's one of the uncles of the Emperor. So he's an old general. We're going to be facing the might of Christendom here. So in the last episode we took Rome. We also defeated the Crusade states a couple episodes ago. We have a small chunk in Sicily, which was the theme of Sicily back in the day. We might need to try and corner camp this one. We just want to try... I don't know if we're going to be able to win this. Yeah, looking at that, it's probably... like 10% in our favour. Yikes. So I think what we'll try and do is just try and whittle them down, take as many of them as we can. Damn. So even though we took the Papal Sea's last settlement, I think technically you might not be able to destroy them in this mod, maybe. I think they perpetually spawn in, I don't know. But also, I've been getting a lot of questions about units in this mod. Depending on the faction, some factions get their reforms sprinkled throughout the campaign. But to get some of the N-tier units, you need to get to like turn 300, turn 200 or so. And we're pretty early on in this series, but let's move back here. So now we have to defend our territory in the peninsula. I think we're going to focus on Sicily, bring back the theme of Sicily, which was the Roman occupation down there. If we can get rid of Sicily at some point, we'll be fine. But the thing is as well, we although we've taken, it was essentially Brundisium, Napoli, and now Rome, we can't just like burn it, sack it, and then go again, because we do not have the strong cultural ties to these lands just yet, because the public order is just going to get too bad. So we'll just take a little bit of time for us to, first of all, build Orthodox churches and convert, which usually takes quite a long time in SSHIP, and then we have to also defend. But so far, our alliances with the other Orthodox factions have been quite secure. I've had no threat from Kievan Rus, the Cumans. I still think, like, even the Hungarians as well. Alright, so we'll form up something like this. 3 archers, a lot of spearmen, 1 mercenary, 1 sketatoi, and then we've got some cavalry here. So that's a huge chunk of skirmishers, crossbows and archers that we can't allow to hit us. So if we can hit them, that would be brilliant. Now, unfortunately, this corner is a little bit on the low ground. So let's try and charge on in. Nice. Here comes the famed Roman cavalry against the papacy. Interesting that they spawned a full stack instantly to try and reclaim it after we crushed an army before. But for now, Alexios, our second faction leader, absolute Chad of an emperor, historically not so much, is now a strong and true son of Rome. Yeah, family tree-wise, we haven't had the best luck. Okay, so they're going to charge into my front line here. Going to hold. Those scouts are only a light cavalry unit. Just got to watch out for that general's bodyguard. But unfortunately, Manuel died. Even Alexios's son-in-law died as well. He could have been the potential emperor. We've got a little bit of a succession crisis as well. Because for whatever reason, Alexios named a illegitimate son for some reason from like a weird branch of the family tree. Someone in the comments said, oh, maybe you could roleplay it like he was away in Crimea. He wasn't sort of intertwined with Byzantine politics. That's maybe why he got declared as heir. But going through male preference primogenitor, it would be on the different line. But we can worry about that at a later date. Securing our family tree. The thing is, Alexios's wife died and he only had a daughter. And then the son-in-law died as well. Okay, so we're holding for now. Well, try and get my archers to mark their shots over there. My cavalry has nearly just been ultimately crushed. I don't think we're going to be able to win this one. Yeah, the cavalry's gone now. We just need to try and take as many of these guys with us. And then Alexios can come in. We can probably bring some more forces across. So at the moment, just trying to secure those territorial gains in southern Italy. Keeping a watchful eye on the Fatimids. And then trying to convert and control the territory in the Middle East, essentially. We might look to eventually go to war with the Fatimids. We could go to war with the Abbasids. And maybe, I don't know, Georgia. I think they've got some territory that we could claim. But a lot of this sort of far eastern Roman territory, some of them were just like essentially vassals and client states. They had some level of autonomy in the Far East. And they essentially just paid taxes to Rome. So if we can somehow kind of replicate that. I do wish in Stainless Steel and SSHIP you could vassal units more. Okay, so they're still continuing to charge. We're holding quite well. And then, yeah. So unfortunately we might have a loss here. We'll see how we go. We do have plenty of money to get more mercenaries if we can. Unfortunately, we haven't been able to snipe any of the generals, because that would have been good. Okay, so just continue to fire. Now, instead of, if you see the archers there, right? If you got the left, so you got 3, right? You could go left, get the left to hit the left, center, center, right, right. If you actually change the fire pattern, they actually get a better off angle. So if you get your far left arch unit to hit the right pocket, it actually gets more of an angle, hits them from the side. You get like slight better bonuses. So that's what we're doing here now, as you can see. Well, they are breaking quite well. Hang on. Are we about to have a miraculous victory here? If not, it's going to be an absolute Pyrrhic victory for us, ironically. Also, we have been doing Byzantine quizzes alongside this campaign, so let me know other suggestions of historical Byzantine topics I can look into. So I can create some quizzes around that. That'll be good. Okay. So unfortunately, I think we're going to ultimately lose this one. Oh, we got so close there because I just saw so many of their infantry buckling. I guess we can try and move him out. But unfortunately, Rodrigo the Righteous is probably going to get taken out for this one. Got to go at death and glory style, like a true Roman. Target those archers. Poor Rodrigo was the governor of Dyrrachium / Epirus throughout this campaign. Sat there for quite some time. Does have a long line of children, but is taking one for the team on this one, unfortunately. Damn, Rodrigo. Took out 1,000 though, pretty good. Alright, so top of the turn. Oh, he was executed as well. You gotta be kidding me, by the Pope. By the Papal See. We've got some civil disorder in Naples. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. 2 more turns for that Orthodox building. A priest died in Jerusalem, unfortunately. Okay. And so he was... Oh, he was actually the Emperor's cousin. No, it was actually his brother-in-law. Jeez. I'm getting confused. Yeah, he married the Emperor's sister. Interesting. Oh, poor guy. Yeah, and even down here we're having public order issues. Even on a low tax rate. And Raqqa as well. We can't even build anything there. So currently we're at war with the Papal See only, which is nice. We've whittled that down quite a bit. Still having our alliance with the Cumans, the Serbs, and Kievan Rus. I would like to get more trade up in the north if we can. We've got so many bishops helping with our conversion. Would they be interested in peace? It says priorities unknown. It's always worth asking, but it usually says peace. Sometimes you can annoy them enough for the priorities for peace. Our reputation is still despicable. Our relations are poor. We're still very strong, of course. We've still yet to have a crusade called upon us. So that's something to keep a watch out for. And we've got our diplomats in all of the borders of our territory. Okay. So I think we'll just continue to try and level up our assassins, taking out their priests. We don't want them to spread their particular religion. You want to try and get our Orthodox priests in, so let's just try and take them out, because that's another thing as well. It's stopping our conversion attempts. I guess we could try and go for that princess as well. Okay, it didn't work on that. But so far, slowly but surely, bringing back the Levant to Roman control, and we just have to sort of juggle with the governorships as well. It also might not be a bad idea to try and move some of my governors that were sitting back in the core Orthodox Byzantine territory that we had. We're trying to get a full stack here in Jerusalem, because after the conquest in the Levant, we're a little bit weak. So, still got a full stack in Sicily with the Emperor Alexios. Technically, Andronicus is probably, even though he says he's the usurper, he probably should technically be, if you look through male preference primogenitor, he's next in line. I was more than happy in this series to go with command, but even if you do choose who the next emperor / heir could be, it's sometimes just random. Like, for some reason, that an illegitimate guy is the heir, and he wasn't even a very good commander either. I don't know. Anyway, we're getting a full stack here with Andronicus, and I think I might make him go and try and take Damascus, because the Poles still control that. They still have Regium, so we could go for that. And then I guess I get another army to maybe at least sit on the border of the Abbasids. We could go against them potentially. Like, can I move my bishop down here? How big is that? Okay, so the Fatimids are at war with them. Have they chipped them down a bit? Oh, okay, there's a full stack here. Do I send Andronicus to attack? Who are the Poles allied with? Does this complicate things? Okay, they're all with a fair few factions. Because that was the Crusade target. Interesting. Well, let's... Oh, I should have done it before, actually. Oh my god, I killed my movement. That's a misplay. Damn it, I should have just attacked straight up. Oh, because now they're going to get back into Damascus and it's going to be a siege. Oof. Alright, I'm still trying to move governors around here to control this territory. And Jonas is Alexandros' son. He's technically third in line, so ideally he should be commanding the far eastern full stack. We've got a lot of units, but the main problem is it's just like they're quite tied down in these particular regions. It's just the conversion, it just takes so long. That's the thing is with this mod, it just takes so long to convert and control. We didn't really have this much of an issue in the England campaign, particularly in Europe, because you just burn the settlement to the ground and then that brings the population under our control. It's kind of similar to when we occupied southern Iberia and had to deal with the Moors. We've got some generals coming over here from Crete, but so far managing quite well. I probably should build some watchtowers as well. It's been a little bit annoying not being able to see a lot of this stuff in Anatolia. Watchtowers just cost so much in this mod, 2,000, but we're in a stage that we're not stretched on heaps of wars. We're not getting surprised attacked. Also, I think our emperor's like command, authority, and dread is like really deterring any existential threats. But I'm quite happy with our northern border not having to deal with stuff, because quite often the barbarians, the Goths, and all those guys up there were threatening our northern border. We've had no threat in Crimea either. We've been holding that. Alright, we need to deal with this army. Try to get some more mercenaries in. So we're just sitting in Rome. Unfortunately, we did lose part of our army, but we're going to be able to bring up some additional reinforcements from Napoli. And if they come at us again, we should be able to throw the army back. Yeah, but the papacy technically has no territory at the moment, but they are still looking to push against us. So, I don't know, maybe I should... the thing is, because our family tree is a little bit all over the place, maybe I should go with male preference. Unless there's an absolute Chad commander that rises out of nowhere. Do you know what I mean? Maybe we should follow the line of succession. But unless there's some, like, nephew who's, like, an Octavian level of commander, and he's got an Agrippa with him, maybe we do something like that. Yeah, people sleep on Agrippa. I kind of feel bad. Octavian was a great guy, but everyone knows Agrippa was the Chad. Okay, we're just going to bring some more units over here. Yeah, even in Dyrrhachium and Skodron. It's just like reshuffling this. Yeah, I actually think that it would probably make some of our Far Eastern territory worse. Changing Rome to the capital. I also think that it probably costs a hell of a lot as well. Although these governors been sitting here in Thessaloniki, in Corinth, have been getting some really nice bonuses. We probably need them now in the Far East. Let's continue on. Suitable husband, sure. We've also been a little bit unlucky with various plagues and stuff. Yeah, so even here is like becoming a bit of an issue. The use of maritime maps. The ships of the Mediterranean factions will increase. Nice. Because that happens as well. You get various bonuses as time goes on. Okay, we've got a library and a small Orthodox church. Some construction's going on. But it's 11:58. Yeah, they still don't want a ceasefire. Unfortunately. Just reshuffling our bishops around the Levant is probably not a bad idea. They are perpetually bringing in their own religious leaders in, which is annoying. Probably could do with some more mercenaries, potentially. I want to move my diplomat towards Poland so we can sue for peace with them as quick as we can. Still continue to try and get rid of some of these guys. There's a lot of princesses there. The thing is as well... Nice, we got her. They can steal your generals, which is what we don't want. So, a little bit ruthless, but we don't want to lose any generals if we can avoid it. Okay, so we're going to send the Emperor's brother, Andronicus. He's going to go to Damascus. Oh, they moved in. Damn it. Oh, well. Well, let's declare war upon Poland. I guess you'd roleplay this as the Principality of Damascus, realistically. The Crusade was decades ago, and a small ethnic Pole contingent is sitting there. So Jonas is Andronicus's son. So his brother died of the plague, I forgot. So technically Andronicus the Usurper, I don't know why he's called that. Whatever. He is next in line, and then I'm going to send his firstborn son and heir to go essentially for Baghdad. Now, I don't think the Romans ever controlled Baghdad, but like outright annexed it. But they must have had, maybe they had some limited control. Potentially over the, what would it be? It would have been the Sassanids, I reckon, when they were this far east. But anyway, we're going to be declaring war upon the Abbasids here. If we've already got armies this far east, I don't really see where else we're going to push. Most of that territory up near Georgia is quite hilly and mountainous to get there, and we need to be within range to help with public order in these territories here. We control a lot of this far eastern because of the what were they called? The Zengid dynasty, yes. But as we push further east, we're going to be moving into the Seljuk sphere of influence, which I'm pretty sure are Turks. What's the difference between the Turks we faced before and the Seljuks? Or do they like come eventually over in this time period? They swarm in and they assimilate. They become the Seljuk Turks. Because I guess there was a Turkic group within like Rum as well. I'm not too sure about Turkish history. Because from what I can remember, didn't the Turks originally come with the Mongols? From that far eastern part, and then they settled, like technically? I could be wrong. I wonder if the Mongols show up in this campaign, to be honest. Alright, so... Still continuing to ferry generals over. Still dealing with little bits of public order. Right. It's probably... So wait, The Pope is there, but the full stack is there. Okay, well, I think it's time to crush the Pope again. So I wonder if he's just going to perpetually spawn. Or if we go for him here, will it destroy the faction? So let's just get rid of him. Okay. That's another Pope done. Now I guess we go for this army. Will this defeat them once and for all, or will they just like perpetually spawn? I haven't played obviously much long after taking Rome. So, okay, they're still a little bit weak. So Rodrigo, my brother-in-law, took one for the team. But we're going to fight this one with Emperor Alexios the Tyrant. The ruler of Rome. He's come in. He's commissioned new aqueducts. And is now back in Rome, which is fantastic. A Roman controlling Rome. So let's crush this papal army once and for all. Still dealing with the consequences. Christendom is still wanting to fund military actions and forces. So, currently at war with Poland and, believe it or not, the Abbasids. So, we've got a short peace with Sicily. Ideally, I want to try and take all their territory. They probably have the island still. They might have some territory in North Africa. We'll see. But no one really cares about Norman Sicily. They have conflicting views. Alright. But so far the Pope hasn't called a crusade against us, which is pretty good. So, once we get all of southern Italy under our control, we'll try and go for Sicily. And then I guess we try and take all of the peninsula. Ideally. We're getting close to the historic height of the Eastern Roman Empire. We just haven't taken out the Fatimids, but they're probably just a little bit too strong. We're only wielding at the moment 3 full stacks in like active field duties, which is a little bit low for the size of our empire. It's just because like public order on this difficulty is just pretty hard. It just takes time. Once we convert a lot of the factions, we'll be fine. Alright, so looking at the Emperor's army build, fantastic. 2 units of Varangian guards, so we'd like them to be a little bit more numerous in number, as it were. We've got 4 units of heavily armoured Scatatoi spearmen, and we have a whopping 7 archers here. So we should be able to pepper them. Although we're attacking them, we should be able to initiate a defensive battle. Because are they going to really sit back and allow us to hit them with impunity? Oh, we've got some Berber archers. Interesting. That must have been from the... Oh, yeah, because there is an ethnic group in Sicily at this time. Because it was the Emirate of Sicily at one point. Before the Normans came in. But we're back in business down in the south. So once we clear out this papal resistance... If they perpetually spawn armies, that's going to be annoying, because then there's going to be a full stack tied down. Just going to move my archers here up. Some of them aren't all in range. Oh, and it might have just activated them, so reform back here. Go further back, please. So still keeping a watchful eye on Venice and Pisa. We technically were at war with both. No, I think we're at war with Pisa. We had to make peace with them. I don't think we've ever been at war with Venice. I could be wrong. Nice, the Varangian Guard engaging. But, oh, I just need to... No, it's okay. I was going to say, maybe we need to invert the flanks, but it looks like we're committing it down there. Was that like a Roman Legion banner? It looked like it. Or a little bit on the low ground there. I think we're going to be okay, though. But Alexio... Oh, no. Oh, stuffed up. That's why you need to fold the flanks. Shit. Because they're going to go charging. No, they're going to get my spearmen. We might need to get the Emperor to go for that. Also, they're... Oh, no, 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 no! Because... Oh, my God. Because, I don't know if you notice, generals in a command unit, they sit on the far left-hand corner. Always, for some reason. So if you get hit there... Oh, my God. So if a general unit is sitting in a cavalry, like a straight cavalry formation, if you get charged from the right, your general isn't going to die. But if you get charged from the left, there's a super high chance it can happen. Oh my god. That was a close one. I guess he's got pretty good hit points because of his command and authority. If that was like a heavy cataphractor unit, ooh, we could have lost the Emperor there. That was nearly a yikes. That was a bit of an oof from me. I didn't see it. I think I couldn't see it over the hill. That's why it was like, oh, we're probably okay not to fold. Okay, it's probably time to move up now, slightly. So hopefully this is the last of the papacy. Interesting, although we took Rome in a brutal siege, they are perpetually wanting to liberate it. Oh, they're coming back here again now. So, we have Rome, we have Constantinople. We don't have the third Rome. Is Moscow even a city at this time period in No, I don't even think Moscow's on the map, technically. In Medieval too, it's not. In the vanilla. Maybe in Stainless Steel? Isn't it mostly a bog? At this point, like a marshy place. Kind of like Berlin, kind of like Brandenburg. It's not really a thing yet. When did Moscow become a city? Was it like 600, 700 AD? That's the whole thing, is like Kiev and Rus. Kiev was there for quite some time beforehand. Before they split off. That's why we've got like Novgorod and Kiev and Rus and whatnot. Okay. Maybe I should try and get an alliance with Novgorod. But so far we've kept a nice coalition with our Orthodox bros. That's another thing as well. Maybe we're better off going up into some of that territory. Should we betray the Serbs? I don't know. They've been quite loyal. I'm surprised they haven't surprise attacked me, because sometimes that just happens. Even with allies. I feel like it was the Crusade states that were more treacherous. Oh, I did read a comment, by the way. And before I loaded up this particular campaign, I was like, why am I perpetually getting attacked in Sassonia? Why do the Crusade states want that so much? I read a comment, and then I actually loaded up a Crusades campaign just to see. Yeah, it actually was a part of their crowning mission. That's another thing as well. I'm pretty sure the Emperor's crowned because he has enough authority. But sometimes that can really affect a campaign. Even if you have all the territory, in certain settlements he can get crowned. I think he technically can get crowned in Rome, but he has been our Emperor. But that's another thing as well, which is really quite cool. You need the core territorial integrity if you want to properly rule, which is quite nice.
The general has no honor. He flees the field of battle and abandons his men.
Okay, so what have they got back sitting here? I would like some more cavalry. This is not a bad army build. I haven't really been trying to get a perfect army build in every single battle. I'm just sort of trying to make do with what we can. This army does have a lot of remnants from the full stack we recruited from Constantinople when we commissioned this reconquest of Rome, this operation. But you're probably a little bit too many archers. We've got no cavalry. That could really help us. Dude, some of these Papal Guard are fighting to the absolute bitter end. Yeah, we've got like a Roman banner there. That looks so cool. A bronze bull. Okay, so we'll continue to get our archers to start re-peppering. But I'm trying to think what the victory conditions would be for long. I'm assuming it's like 40. We're sort of just making our own. I would like to get to the historic height of the Eastern Roman Empire. Some people have recommended Justinian at the height, but that's just like a lot more of the Mediterranean and the Italian peninsula. I don't know if I want to go for a full Roman conquest. I think that might be a little bit hard, and time consuming, but I don't know. We'll see how we go. We haven't even hit the Eastern yet. Oh, nice. We'll run them down. Clear victory, 740 lost. Also want to try and edit a lot of this stuff out. Okay, we're definitely going to get rid of those. And hopefully this destroys the faction. They can't run anywhere. Is that it? It's a little bit brutal, but I want to... No, okay. So I think we're still at war with them. So maybe you can never get rid of the Pontiff. Unfortunate. I guess Alexios is going to call himself Pontiff Maximus now. Now that he controls Rome. So yeah, got to watch out for the Venetians in Iconia and the Pisans in Florence. I would eventually like to take those settlements, but we'll see. Let's replenish and repair. Nice. Alright, welcome to the top of the turn. Any change of developments? Some children, Orthodox abbeys. We're not on much of a construction or recruitment blitz. Yeah, just like we got a lot of units just tied down in these areas. Public order is very, very yikes. Like, look how many units are just sitting here. Okay. Moving into Hungarian/Polish territory because we eventually want to make peace with them. Still sieging out Damascus. We'll play that in a moment. Once we've gone through our mercenaries. Right, yeah, we just need to make sure we get rid of these continually. We don't want the Fatimids to start converting our territory in the Levant. Nice. Let's get rid of another one. And these princesses as well. That's a 15%, that one. Okay, still besieging out Baghdad as well. They have moved up an army, but we outnumber them 4-1. We could probably auto-resolve that one. Nice. Yep, Jonas is going to take... I need to be a little bit more brazened on the auto-resolve. And look at the numbers, not necessarily the balance of power, because it is a little bit deceiving. So, we've taken Baghdad now. And third in line, Jonas Kominos has now taken the city. Bring it back under Roman control. Nice. We'll replenish and repair where we can. So he's 30. We'd like to get him married off. The Conqueror of Baghdad. Oh, that's a pretty cool trait. Yeah, I guess it's like the heart of Mesopotamia. And there's probably some other territory we can probably look to take down there as well. Getting the crucial spice port of, what is it, Basra? That's like Kuwait modern day. Would be good. Yeah, public order-wise, it's still very yikes over here. We haven't been able to move from... Oh, they spawned again. Yeah, like there's another pope. I guess we let him sit there? They're going to like perpetually spawn. Maybe if they call a crusade, we'll get rid of him and might cancel it. They're still not interested in peace. We'll eventually move from our Italian holdings, ideally. No, still not interested. Alright, back down to the Polish Principality of Damascus. Hilarious. I love it. I guess we'll try and continue to take out some of their merchants and stuff. All right, so let's have a look at this build. Dobromir the Righteous. What a fantastic commander. He's been governing Damascus for 10 years. And his brother as well, maybe? No. He's a Piast, though. So they're both from the famed royal dynasty. Lot of Slavic mercenaries there. Alright, so we slightly outnumber them. Andronicus is a 5-star commander. He's technically next in line through the male line. I think because I guess he's sort of, I don't know, it's just a bit of a weird mechanic, even though he's called the Usurper. So I get, like, it's just like he's, technically I guess he's like, he would split from the faction, but if he was to make himself, declare himself heir, it's just a bit weird that we can control him. I know Medieval 2 has some limitations. Maybe they just need to get rid of the Usurper trait. I just don't, like, if a family member declares that he's a usurper, like, how do you do that, like, roleplay wise? I guess we get pretty bad relations and loyalty. Like, some people, I think it was more so of a fact in the English campaign. I don't know, maybe we need to get rid of generals a little bit more. Can you assassinate your own generals through your own agents? Maybe. I don't know. But once we move into Damascus, I wonder if we're going to have that hard religious conversion. Even if Catholicism has grown here, it still is not... It's still going to have a conversion hit, regardless if it was Islamic or not. But anyway, let's march on in and allow Andronicus to hopefully take Damascus. Here we go. A territory I've been wanting to covet for quite some time when the Crusaders came in. But it's a bit weird they were at war with Poland. Now, I have preemptively sent my diplomat towards Poland. He's in Hungary now. Look at this. They've got like Slavic Polish drip. A little bit hot to be wearing that in Damascus, but so be it. Now, what I'm hoping is the Pope doesn't call a crusade to try and retake the city. Archers raining death over the top. We've got some of these Armenian infantry helping us out. We've also got one unit of Scutari swordsmen, which is nice. Whoops. And now we're on the offensive. Yeah, I feel like with the Byzantines, it's not that hard of a campaign. It's just like a lot of this territory that you want to push into in the east, it's just hard to like control. Like you have to burn it, you have to exterminate it, and then you just have to sit there for a bit and wait. Because first of all, it takes like 3, 4, 5 turns to get public order / Orthodox church buildings to help with the public order and suppression. And then you can't really like move on. I feel like I'm burning a lot of turns. But I guess it's sort of a little bit similar to the England campaign, because in that, it was not necessarily that we couldn't control all the regions. It was the fact that the Pope would constantly call for 5 to 10 turn ceasefires. So I guess it works out the same. Like, at the moment, I reckon we're going to get huge public order issues if we were to move the full stack out of Rome. And it just ties it down. So it just basically slows our expansion a bit. But hey, I guess it's sensible and realistic. That's the point of this campaign. You're meant to do 100 turn Let's Plays. And turns. I think it's like 800 turns or something. Okay, so we've opened the gateway. I've committed forces to go back up on the walls and help. And then we'll try and make our way on in. And I guess we'll just burn it to the ground as well. And we'll see how we go. He's only got 23 in his command, which is a little bit iffy. But the Romans are back in Damascus. Oh, I forgot there was that trait in Medieval 2 Vanilla. Was it Damascus Steel? I think we actually can maybe get like sword drops, which would be quite nice. Haven't they forgot how to do Damascus Steel? They have like a rough idea, but they don't know exactly what they used. It's interesting that Damascus Steel is inspired by like... Sorry. So George R. Martin was inspired by Damascus Steel and called it like Valerian Steel in his story. It blew my mind when I realized that. I was like, oh, that's what it is. There's also like Greek flamethrowers. Like they sort of lost the recipe for that. I think they roughly know. It's like the whole thing is like, oh, they kind of know how the pyramids were made, but they just don't know exactly. Some engineers like argue over it and stuff. But yeah, I don't think they know the recipe for Greek fire exactly, but they like roughly know. That's very much inspired of wildfire from Game of Thrones as well. There's so much like real life inspirations for Game of Thrones. Man, maybe I need to get back into that. I had so much. It was like this time last year where I was doing a bunch of Crusader Kings 2, House of the Dragon / Song of Ice and Fire content. I still haven't really got into CK3, the Game of Thrones mod, just yet. It's on the list, but we'll see. At the moment, just focusing on Total War on this channel. And the Hearts of Iron 4 channel as well. Okay, so they're coming in. Which is where all my Hoi 4 content is, if you want to go check that out. SimC Hoi 4. I might do some Paradox stuff over there, potentially. Okay, so we've got a couple of units tied down on the walls. We are struggling to push, but if we continue like this, Damascus will be ours. Flooding more units up. Going against those Eastern Spearmen. Yeah, okay. Well, I think we're good. The Polish roster that is here isn't that strong. It's very lightly armored. But in a super large and strong city like Damascus, fighting through those narrow streets, it's still going to add up casualty-wise, but they just don't have the armor. I'm surprised they actually took it. I wonder who... I can't remember who else was in and around here when they were flooding through my lands. That could have been really bad. I think they've eventually moved out all the Crusaders, but there was a lot. There was an abundance of crusading armies moving through Anatolia. So that's always something we got to keep an eye on. Okay. Still trying to make our way to the gateway, but so far, our armor is really helping us. Our spearmen just don't have the attack. Okay. Right. We might get more. Actually, you know what? Let's get those. There's 4 units there. There doesn't need to be 4 there fighting 1 unit. But Andronicus, I'm trying to remember what. I guess he was sort of in and around helping in the Levant. Might have helped in the early Turkic wars. He could have had a claim, but his older brother took the title. Yeah, we just had a little bit of weird succession stuff. Okay, they're hitting me from behind here. I might need to move him in. That's the last thing we want, is us to get completely surrounded by Poles. And then ultimately crushed. And then, what should I do with this army? Because I don't think there's any more interior territory. I might move this back to Jerusalem. Oh, that's another thing as well. I did look it up. Jerusalem... So I don't know if you know this, in Medieval 2 Vanilla, if you take Jerusalem and you control it, it does give you a faction-wide buff to public order. So you really should take Jerusalem as early as you can. In even Medieval 2 Vanilla, it's still in this mod. I think it's a 10% public order bonus, which is absolutely massive, particularly on the harder difficulties. I think there are other settlements that give bonuses. I can't remember them off the top of my head. Maybe you guys let me know in the comments. But I have a feeling that maybe Cairo and maybe Constantinople give some various trade bonuses. I could be wrong. I can't remember off the top of my head, but yeah, I would highly recommend, if you're playing in Vanilla and in this, try and take Jerusalem. You get a really nice 10% faction-wide public order boost. And even with that, we're still dealing with public order issues. Okay. They are holding. It's just like we just don't have very high attack, so this battle's going a little bit longer than what I would think. I've still got plenty of time, though. Spearmen versus Spearmen. Absolute slog. Sorry, Poland. Oh, there goes one of their generals. They actually had 2 pretty prominent generals as well. I wonder where they were in the line of succession. Okay, nearly getting into the town square now. Things will open up. But yeah, I'm just absolutely loving being back in Medieval 2. I find that the impact on my arm is just like so much less compared to, like, I feel like the newer Total Wars, like particularly Rome 2, is just sort of micro heavy. I never really considered how sort of slow and methodical these older games are. It's just like nice. It's a really nice change of pace. I just haven't played Medieval 2 in so long. But massive shout out to the modders for Stainless steel SSHIP. Also, that's another thing as well. I say stainless steel so people know what it is, but because not everyone knows what SSHIP is. Also, is it ship? I always just thought it was SSHIP. That's how I've always said, like DEI. Not, yeah, I guess you could say it either way. How do you guys say it? Am I playing, I don't know. I'm assuming it's like initialized like that. I could be wrong. Is it the whole, what's the argument? GIF/GIF thing? I'm definitely part of GIF. I would say it is GIF, yeah. Alright, let's move around. I guess it doesn't matter as long as you know what I'm talking about. Okay, nice.
Our men have taken control of the city.
Yeah, but it's making me want to do more medieval mods. I think even Divide and Conquer has had another big update. It's been a while since I've played a campaign on that. I'm pretty sure there's some pretty good ancient Roman mods. I can't. Was it De Bella Mundi? That was a wicked mod back in the day. I wonder if that's been updated. That was a Roman mod set in Medieval 2. If you like the Medieval 2 engine more, I'd probably recommend that. People have been telling me to play Zardoms for years, but I haven't. I don't think I've ever played. No, I haven't never played that mod on the channel. Haven't Let's Played it, but I've heard it's good. All right. The Poles, got to give it to them, fighting to the absolute bitter end. Good on them. Clear victory in the end. Also, what I've noticed is I'm having like a lot less game crashes, and I think it's because I moved my recording to my SSD. Although it like blows the read-write rate a bit, I would record to a hard drive half the time, and then there'd be like audio syncs occasionally. But I don't think I've had a crash at all in this like new session that I've been playing since I've moved it, so that's been quite fortunate for me. Also, I think looking at the casualty report changes things. There's a bird going ballistic. Anyone else hear that, or am I tripping? Alright, Damascus is now ours. We had to burn it. And we'll try and push from Baghdad now. There's a small Abbasid army. We haven't fought a full stack against them yet. Let's ransom. They're going to reject. And then I suppose we continue down on the coast. Okay, so the public order is going to be fine for that. There's a lot of conversion there. It's hard. It's going to take a lot of time before this land is orthodox. So maybe we don't go to Basra. What's that there? Oh, here we go. Who are this? The Seljuks. Oh, wow. Oh, if they've got 2 full stacks there. Well, maybe that's why they're... I did think that like Baghdad is a little bit weak. Maybe they're being crushed by the Seljuk. Interesting, okay. Public order needs to be fixed here, though. Like, look at this. We got red public order, and there's half a stack there trying to, like, quell it. Damascus is going to be fine for now with Andronicus, the conqueror of Damascus, and we'll eventually try and move him out. Yeah, but look at this. I don't know if we're going to be able to. How much do we need to commit there? Probably a lot. Yeah. So that's like a really good example. We burnt Damascus, but we're not going to be able to move back down to the Levant if we want to try and push against like another faction, pushing against another city. Okay, and we're still sitting here in Rome as well. We're going to try and basically build up an army to push against probably Sicily, but we'll see. Alright, well, we're going to look to wind things down here. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed this hour-long episode here today. And, yeah, like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Oh, hang on. The Seljuks want an alliance. Interesting. Oh, yeah, they are at war with the Abbasids. Oh, I might accept that. Yeah. Because I don't particularly want to go that far east. We don't want to go into Persia. We don't want to go into like Iran. Oh, nice. We've got an alliance with a non-Orthodox faction for the first time. Okay, I would like to know where they sort of are. Yeah, they're up and in and around the Caspian Sea. Huh. But anyway, thank you very much for watching. Like and subscribe, all that good stuff. Thanks for all the really nice comments. In large part, it made me want to continue this campaign and continue the Roman conquests. So make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Stay tuned for episode 16 coming out at the exact same time tomorrow. I'm going to be doing an hour-long part. My name is Ben Simpsy. Make sure to take care of yourselves. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and I will see you in the next one. Thank you so much, guys.